All right, let's do this.
You're a 911 call taker, and you just got a video of a burning building and a random person dancing in the background. Now what? Today we're going to dive into the chaos of crowdsourced media in emergencies and why we need better rules for what comes through the line. That's coming up next on TiPS, Today in Public Safety.
Welcome to TiPS, Today in Public Safety, your go-to podcast for today's breaking stories and public safety news. Here's your host, Fletch, with today's tips.
Welcome to TiPS, Today in Public Safety. This is Fletch. I'm a certified NINA ENP, and every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday each week, I bring you the latest news and information about public safety and next-generation 911 services and solutions. Today, we'll be talking about data ownership in emergencies, specifically who controls the eyewitness video that's starting to flood into 911 centers, thanks to next-generation 911 capabilities. Alright, buckle in, because this one gets weird and complicated and a little legally questionable. With Next Generation 911, we've opened up the gate with more than just voice calls and location data. Now your ECC might receive photos, live video, audio clips, or social media links from citizens trying to help. That's great, right? More context equals better response. Well, yeah, but also yikes. Let's say someone sends a video of a building on fire. Heroic, helpful. Except, what if that person doesn't actually own the video? Maybe they grabbed it from a ring cam that they don't control, or screen recorded someone else's TikTok. Or even worse, what if the video shows a kid's face, someone's license plate, or a domestic violence victim in the background? Now your ECC has media that could be protected, copyrighted, or flat out illegal to redistribute. And once it's in your hands, it might be subject to FOIA. That's right, that means your local news station could request the footage, and you may be required to hand over someone else's personal moment. And let's hope that moment didn't involve a profanity-laced argument in front of their holiday decorations. And let's not forget about your call takers. They didn't sign up to moderate videos or scroll through footage of graphic trauma, minors in distress, or wildly inappropriate content. But with no national standards and almost no local policies in place, they're left to wing it, and frankly, that's not just unfair, it's downright unsafe. Now imagine a world where AI tools could step in. Before the call taker even sees the media, AI could scan it, summarize it, and say something like, "Contains smoke, one adult victim visible, no explicit content." Boom. Now the call taker knows what's coming and prepare for what they need to see, instead of being blindsided by what they can't unsee. Now, of course, we're not quite there yet, and more standards work is needed. Heck, case law hasn't even caught up, and right now, most agencies are just trying to keep their heads above water. So what's the good news, Fletch? Well, NINA is working on it. The IRI, or Incident Related Images Work Group, is actively tackling all of these issues. They're developing guidance for what agencies should accept, what should be filtered, and how call takers can be protected. Because let's face it, public safety professionals already see and hear enough trauma in one shift. They shouldn't have to watch a GoPro fail video in the middle of it too. So what can be done right now? Start a conversation in your agency. Ask your legal team what your policy is, or if you even have one. Be sure to follow the work of the NINA IRI group and participate where you can. And consider advocating for AI-supported triage tools that can help protect both you and your team, as well as your data integrity. Because in this next-generation 911 era, information is powerful, but it's also a liability. And if we don't get ahead of the standards curve, it might just curve back around and smack us in the legal face. That wraps up this episode of TiPS, Today in Public Safety. I hope that the podcast was educational for you and you learned something new. If you like what you heard today, please drop a like and be sure to tell your friends. And don't forget to leave a comment and let us know. If you've got any questions or you want to suggest a topic of your own, just reach out to me on social media at Fletch911. Who knows, maybe your idea will be the topic of a future podcast. Thanks so much for listening, and if you're in public safety, thanks for what you do every single day. This is Fletch. Stay safe. Take care. We'll catch you next time.
You've been listening to TiPS, Today in Public Safety, your go-to podcast for today's breaking stories and public safety news. Hosted by Fletch and available every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on 911tips.com. That's 911tips.com. Be sure to like and subscribe, and remember to join us each week for the latest on NG 911. I am Spider Harrison, the official 911 voiceover dude. Catch me on Sirius XM on various channels, including 90s on 9, the 10 spot, and on the Weekend Countdown on Hits 1. Or don't. Regret it for the rest of your life. Either way, I'm good.